Opa! Olá, galera. Vamos. Deixa eu só ajeitar aqui. Estranho, minha câmera ela não tá legal. Hum. Hum. Okay, my camera is not going very well, and probably most of the time I do the stream in Portuguese Brazilian, but if there is any speak English speakers on the audience, please let me know, and then I can switch to English. Let me open the YouTube chat as well. I don't have it opened. Oh, I see. Hello, Neo Matrix. Good to see you here, man. My good friend James, he that works a lot on media element on the community toolkit. And not sure if you're doing some camera as well. No, I don't think it's media element, right? And Lux DT, salve meu caro. Como é que tá? By the way, how is the audio? Is good for everyone? I'll probably be switching between Portuguese and English to interact with people, but I can't translate both since looks like YouTube's subtitles are not working very well, or as it should be working. But yeah, let's see what can. Uh, oh, okay. Now the way that I like it. Let's remove this one and have just yeah, now it's just me, there is nothing behind. Yay, is that what I want? Yeah, I was looking on my configurations and probably the issue was that oh, macOS switched to the headset microphone, which is terrible, it's just trash, instead of using the built-in microphones on the MacBook. So I took care of that and I also raised the volume a little bit. That way, hopefully to you sound clear. But yeah, so let's go, baby. Let me just open the Zen editor, the browser actually, and give you all some information. What? Stop it for you? What? How that could be? Uh, just looking here. Oh, it's working now? Oh, great. Yeah, I am with the studio opener, the YouTube studio opener some here to take a look. I am not very confident about the YouTube streaming yet. And the reason is is because it's kind of newish, you know. I'm using OBS and there is this multi-stream plugin where I can stream at the same time just using OBS to Treat and YouTube. And Treat, I know that works pretty well, but YouTube is like new day for me, so not sure yet if everything is configured very well. Nilo Basilio, hello man, hello. How are you doing, man? Okie dokie. So let's bring the browser up. Let me find the mouse here. Okie dokie. And boom. So we have here the browser and uh, what we want is not this. I'm still new to Zen. I forgot how to expand this here. Uh, okay. Let's go to the MAUI's repo. And OB's view, I believe is this one. Deprecation. So let's zoom it a little bit for you guys. So for net 10, the .NET MAUI team is planning to deprecate the list view, and some features are not yet ported from list view to collection view. One of them is this context action. That is pretty much on mobile. When you hold item on the list view on this specific cell, it will just uh, pop up a menu where you can select a couple of options, like if you are on WhatsApp, for example. I saw Danilo Mauricio came from the WhatsApp group. That is great. And what happens is, like, when you hold a message on the WhatsApp, it will show up a menu, right? And kind of highlight that cell. And that is exists on list view today, but does not exist on collection view. And also, the list view one, at least for Android, doesn't work very well, because instead of opening that pop-up menu, you have on the app bar or action bar. I never know which one is the one, action bar or action bar or app bar, the name. I always get confused about that. But anyway, it opens at the top, which is not very good user experience. So one of the goals here is to bring everything in a concise way across platforms: Windows, Android, and iOS. iOS, we finished it yesterday, and was pretty straightforward on the first step to make that work, like a POC. And Windows, we advanced a lot, but we are kind of blocked by this member here being internal. Okay, and I did look for some time on Maui code and talked with Shane about it, but could could not find any way to grab the information that I need in order to provide that context to that pop-up menu again. When you click, you want to know what item was clicked, right? For example, okay, I do some action, but which cell, which item should I do that action? And this class references like the native word and the MAUI word very well. So I tried some approaches on my end, like creating a list, a copy of that list to look up, but that will not be very performatic, because you needed to create collections, and you needed to iterate over that collections. And if you have, let's say, 1,000 items, that will become slower, you'll be all to n and complexity level, which is not great. So my goal today will be, not sure about today, but I decided to use a reflection. So probably I will create a reflection helper in order to get access to those items here. I believe that reflection, even being slower than actually accessing the members directly, uh, will be faster than using list uh, list lookups. So this is the goal for today. And if you have time, you can try Android as well. Android, I have something basement already working, like I did for iOS before, and then I needed to just connect what I have with external layer, and that is it. So so yeah, let me take a look on the chat. What's the difference between that and just adding menu flyout to say image which is inside of that template? So yeah, I use the nicknames on the YouTube. So Neurometrics is asking what is the difference between adding a menu flyout to image or whatever data template that is inside that collection. So the thing is that I do not have access to that, okay? Because, for example, all the items on the MAUI list view are this item template context, and they are internal. So I don't have access to that. I cannot add things to inside this here. So I needed to go one step back and add that on the container items on the list view. But I don't, I just have access to the content item, so I do not know what is the model type on the MAUI side. For example, on the example that I am running here is just a string, observable collection of string, but could be observable collection of users, of products, of whatever. And from the list view side, the WinUI list view side, I do not know that. I cannot know that, you know. And this object here, this model here, gives me that because will give me this object item here. It is the MAUI item, so it will be the model used by that collection. And I will have access to the containers. If you're not running the container, will be the collection view itself, whatever. And I will have access also to the native element. So I have access to everything, you know, like on one object. So I don't need to look up into the collection and see. And we need to remember that you have two collections. One collections that is the collection view collection, item source, and we will have the list view in UI item source. So we need to iterate on both. So for example, when I click on on this case, when I right click on an element on the WinUI list view, I have access to the WinUI item template, but I do not know anything about the collection view, which is kind of sucks in this point. So yes, there is a solution for that. I just open a PR to open this member to be public, but it will just happens for net 10. So until net 10 is still, excuse me, needs to use a reflection. And a message for all of you is that I have this app key issue opened here on .NET MAUI repo to open more APIs, you know, bring APIs that are internal today on Net 9 and make it public on Net 10. That way we, as developers, can make use of it easily. And I put some here. So one of example is tab page manager. That is the tabbed page uh, kind of handler, you know, is this the native implementation and native manager for that for Android, and is internal right now. So if you want to customize your tabbed page, you cannot do that very easily because this member is internal and you cannot have access to it. You cannot inject your own tabbed page manager. So it's kind of bad. So it's being publicly. All the MAUI views, like some native platform views, are not used directly. So for example, the MAUI slider view. So on iOS, we have, sorry, not iOS, in this case, in Windows again, we have the slider control, but the handler does not use the slider directly. It uses MAUI slider, which has a bunch of pre-configurations, things that will make the sliders works very well on MAUI as it does today. And if you want to customize this guy here, you probably need to copy all this code and create your own version, which sucks. No one wants to maintain a lot of code, right? So we will make this public, and all other MAUI kind of view, MAUI platforms views also are on this package to be public, and that way you, me, and everyone can easily customize your platform specific controls with .NET MAUI. So yeah. Okay, so let's switch back to browser and let's start some coding. And just one second. And I need to switch here also on my screen, right? Yeah. So what I have so far, okay, I did some tweaks here, but I created a MAUI command that will be used as a command for the native specific, the UI menu item flyout, and that I will use to trigger both the clicked event on that menu item and to trigger the command on that menu item. So I have everything at once. I'm create a command here because when UI we will recognize that by default, so it will be pretty easy. And you can see that I am using static here to make sure this lambda is stateless and will not capture anything outside of the scope. That way we not have closures, which reduces the chances of memory leaks, and the word will be happy as well. So less allocation, uh, less chance of memory leaks as well. So okay, this is will be our start point today. Uh, and by the way, I will switch to português pretty quickly. Pra galera brasileira aí, tá tranquilo a live ser sem inglês ou não? Okay, so let's go. And I will create here some show. Valeu, Felipe. So what I'm gonna do? I will debug this guy here because I needed to see the type that is coming, and hopefully I will get the, not here, let's put the breakpoint right here. So I did the right, oh, okay, too slow. Hmm. Why my breakpoint is not hitting? Let me... Ah, okay. Wrong method. Not be using this anymore. Close this puppy. And is this one that I want. Okay, so I have access to the item container, which is the WinUI list view item, which is fine, but we don't want anything from that. Oh, you cannot see the tooltip. Oh, dang. And we have here the item, the args, which has the property item there. And which is the type of item template context. Let me just, can I grab that? No. Args.item is this type here, the type that I want. And as you can see here, I have the item 0, which is the string that is used from the collection from my item sources, so it's just a list of string. So the item is actually the object, that model. And I have more information here that I do not care about. And I have the data template used to render. And in this case, my data template is pretty much simple. It's just a label, but also I don't care about that. I just care about this item here that I get it for free, basically. So I will need some reflection to just do F12 here. That way I can have this pup here and see what I'm looking for. I would love to use unsafe accessors. Unsafe accessors are a new feature for not net 9, I believe, or net 8. Not sure yet. But yeah, I can't remember. But it's kind of replaced reflection, and it's really, really, really fast. It's almost as fast as you're accessing the property directly. So if you can, use it. In this case, you'll not be able to because the entire member is internal. If this class was public and those members internal, for example, I could use unsafe accessors. But since this is internal, you needed to use base reflection. So Felipe Rodriguez is asking, have you already done it for iOS, Android, and now implement for Windows? So Felipe, nope. I just finished that for iOS, and Android I have something, but is everything hard decoded? And now I implemented the Windows from scratch. I didn't touch on the Windows until yesterday. And the next step is to make Android customizable, like customizable in a way that you can specify your own context actions here, and the code will reflect what you added here. And but this is the first step, okay? This is kind of I just want to feel how I want to use this API. So I am doing like, okay, I will implement this feature right now as external plugin, so you can grab the nugget and use it. But first, I am working here in making this a nice API for consumers. In other words, I just saying, hey, how I want to use my this API here. Okay, so just try something. I see that my okay browser. Oh, yes. Huh. Interesting. Transform feature screen. Yep. Now it's better. So what I was so yeah. So I'm just looking the API surface right now, and based on the API surface, I will implement the plugin. I really, really wish that we could use attached properties. I have here as attached property, but attached property doesn't work very well with collections because cannot find the add method, and that just sucks. So I will try to figure it out a workaround for that, in order to make that possible with bindable attached bindable property. Otherwise, like right now, we needed to create a collection view type, which sucks as well. Probably I will try some C# preview features, that is the extension members, where I can have extension properties as well. So they work like you Swift, Swift extensions. So I do not need its polymorphisms, I don't need to inherit and create my own control. And that is good because anyone that consumes my NuGet package will not need to reference my collection view, my implementation of the collection view. They can use the collection view, and they will have access to that property as an extension because I implemented the extension. But I don't know if that will work. I don't know if the MAUI will support that, or if they needed to change something on the under the hood when we needed to guess. But but yeah, we need to try that out and see if that works or not. But this is the way that I don't want to use at all. I don't want to create a new collection type, collection view type, and make you use that. I would love to inject that inside of the built-in collection view. Yeah, you test that. It's on the next chapters. Okie dokie. So let's bring you here, and I create static class reflection extensions. I can have static type. Uh, I think template context type. Static object. MAUI object collection view model. And then I do this object item ingest it. I think so. Can I do type of internal members? Whoops. Not sure if I can. No, I cannot. Dang. So there is no way to figure out if the type is what I want right now. But no, doesn't matter. Item.get type. And then I always use context type get what I want to get. I want to get a property. Yeah, as a property. Get property, and the property name will be item, if I'm not wrong. Yes, it is item. Let's just split here. Hopefully everyone, including me, can see. So, okay, I believe I will not need anything else, but yeah. And then binding flags. I use these as static just because I can. Using static binding flags. And then I want the instance. And yeah, it is public, so that should do it. Property info. And bug assert property info is not no. And then I want to return the, let me just grab the value here, that way I can I can debug it. And yeah, this should be enough, and return value. Value can be null here, probably not. So also, come on, Copilot, do not use equal compare, use pattern matching. We are civilized people here. Let me come back here and okay. Right, look at what I was looking for. Let's just comment here because I I want to just type here. Now I want to know what is the type. Okie dokie. And I can search com var item context MAUI should be args.item itself, right? Get no collection view model, collection view model. And let's debug this puppy. So let's take a look on the chat. Yeah, Brandon fixed mid element in iOS a year ago using reflection. I have been messing around with and trying to extend it. Suite. A lot suite, the new extension methods. Yeah, yeah. There is a lot of bug reports if something does not work, but like in MAUI is a little bit different, like the runtime that you run our applications are the mono if you are using iOS or Android. And for Windows and ASP.NET, you use the Microsoft runtime, the core CLR. And so you have two implementations of the runtime, and the team does his best to make everything works at this equally between those runtimes, but sometimes things doesn't work very well because of the interop with the native implementation and stuff like that. So I am kindly 99% of confident that will work, but since you are touching different areas and runtimes, that could not work as expected. So we needed to take a look. So for UI, I'm pretty much sure that will work, because the will is our Microsoft and Coursera, but when we are running on iOS or running on Mono, sorry, Android, we're on top of Mono. Yes, I agree with you. Like this null forgiving is like, come on, guy, I have the nullable enable, so I will not want to use that. So yeah, it's the type that I want to be. And do I have the, no, I do not have the property info. Huh. Okie dokie. So let's try item, template context type, get properties, instance dot, and uh, no public. Oh, okay. They do not exist right now. Dang. Uh, let's do that on the watch then. Oh, come on. Okay, so this guy is new. Does not help. Uh, no public. Let's see if that does the trick. Can just pass that right now. Boom. I still new. Okay, let's change that props and I think the context type get properties. And that is an array already? Yes, it is. Va props non-public. Get properties, instance, non-public. And what else do I have? Oh, do I have this as well? Okay. Has been a while since I used reflection, so I probably will forget something. So I have sub properties. Yeah, that is the item property there. See? And oh, but when I do no public, hmm, this goes down to 0. But this here is here. Guys can see. No. Let's just do that. So yeah. Yeah, it's right here. Object. I just can I try the get method then? Okay, let's see. But I have no idea what I'm doing wrong. Public get property. Let's try that here. This one is not work. But yeah, it's there. It's there. Totally is there. Let's try method info as well. Method. Uh, I can't remember if it's get item. Yeah, I will not remember right now. Let's see. Ah, come on. Okay, let's ask Copilot then. Yeah. For some reason, I'm sharing the Visual Studio, but it's not sharing everything, which is kind of odd. Uh, can try here to, let's see if I can change that here. Instead of window app capture, let me try application capture. And yeah. And let me see how that goes. Fit to screen. Yeah, but see the for some reason the when I do the share application, the Visual Studio get really small, which is completely odd to me. Yeah. Okay, let me try the window. In the window, it's just become nice. Also, I'm on Mac running Visual Studio through Parallels, so not sure if that is related as well. But yes, think 3 Pro for sure. Also, I'm streaming on the 49 inch monitor, ultra wide screen monitor. And when I try the full screen, it's really, really terrible. And the Mac does a really, really terrible job to shrink the resolution to Full HD, which will help a lot. Will make my life so easier. Okay, I want this active document and maybe file. Oh, I think template context. So mm, um, flag forget property. Okay. Okay, Copilot say to use the public and remove this. Let's see. No public fields, I believe that you mentioned it, but there is no field there. Yay, I grab it. Yeah, Copilot 1, human 0. So, okay, I have it. And then I can go for the value, and the value is item 0, as it should be, because it's the first element, and that should have everything. Okay. So what this gonna do? This will iterate over the list and will create the values. So here, as you can see, we have index 69. So, and my item source is around 100 elements. Not sure if the WinUI collection view counts for the header. Uh, let me, so here, let me, yeah, do something here. What? Oh my gosh. What is going on? Okay, let me shrink the screen a little bit. So here you can see the preview of my UI right now. And if you take a look here at the output window, see, I will scroll a little bit, and you see that the value is there when I grab like 69 and above. Will change. Oh, I don't scroll automatically. So it's the new values. So what happening? Okay, list view, collection view, and those kind of list controls use virtualization. So you not handle all the items at once. So in this case, it kind of handles 69 items, initializing them. And when I go scrolling, they will create those other items as needed, and it will probably reuse the same element. So use the same cells, but we'll swap the content there. So this is what happened here. And and this is how I am using that for me. I am using directly the context flyout directly, so the property, which I believe that will be the most performatic one because this is handled by the native framework, the UI itself. So they probably will do even better than me, that I was just hook up into the right-click event and then constructing the menu. That was the old implementation, the first implementation that I make work. Then I saw that is this context flyout property, and in my head, it makes sense to use that instead of creating my on implementation on how the list view should handle right clicks. So let me stop it. And let's see here. Now I have this guy. Since I have it, I also have the index, which is pretty neat. Not sure if it would be good to send the index as information to the user. So right now I will not do that. And item context MAUI. And this will not be item context MAUI. This will be, I will just call model, you know, like CV model, and boom. And with that, I will not need you anymore, which is pretty neat. No, okay, I was using the, let me just, wait a second, CV model. Believe that will be an args dot item index. And I can delete this guy here. And I can delete you. Am I using you? Yeah, but for what? Oh, okay, on this puppy here. Let me bring you. Okay, nope. So I don't need you anymore. And let's see if I'm using the menu items as well. Menu items. Oh yeah, I am using. Oh, I delete more stuff that I should. Okay. Back to the lab. Yeah, it's just you that I need to delete. Model and args index and leave this just for reference purpose. Then okay. Let me take a look on this chat again. Where did you link the sample? Near matrix? I can't see it. Its regular properties, no public fields. Okay, that makes sense. See, are anything objects like parent ongoing to available in .NET anything? Uh, I'm not sure about that, like if they have parents up in the public surface area, but let me grab the issue that I showed earlier. Make sure to go there and add your the API that you want to be opened, you know. That way the team can take a look. And we need to do that fast, because they are getting the point to be code freeze. So when that happens, they when that happens, we can think the MAUI as almost as release candidate. So they will not add any new API. They will just make sure that everything is working to be released that November. So yeah, I'm not sure if it's right now on P7 that is for July, or will be the P8 next month. That will be the last preview that they will allow code API changes. But yeah, if you want to see anything public, make sure to add on that issue. I know as well that the members that Community Toolkit uses that are internal today, they will have, let's say, some kind of priority to be public because to avoid breaking the Community Toolkit. So basically, if if there is any internal API that we use that is nothing that you can use that is public already, they will probably create something public or they will make that internal member public. But it's always good to document that way we don't is not missed. And since MAUI is under the .NET umbrella right now, they are very they have very restricted rules about the opening APIs. One of them is that they can just open APIs on major versions. So on 1 year basis. So okay, I am pretty much happy with what I have here for WinUI. Okay, just doing a final review here. I will do the copilot to write the commit message for me. But yeah, I think this is really, really solid. By the way, I don't think that I needed to create this command every time. I just can have only one. I can cache it. Do make this a field and do this. On when I implement this for real. Because yeah, let's see if that works. Let me just do that and generate a field. Yeah, we do not use modifier accessors here. Because my guess is when I create this command at first time, uh, it is fine. Then this should be the same. We're just creating a like a lambda or a method that will run every time. So let's see if that if my theory is correct. Uh, so yes, second item, click it. Third, okay, eight. Okay, let's go down to 99. Okay, first item and second item. So okay, it's working. I don't need to create a bunch of them. I just need to create it once and the world will be happy. Nice. Now here, okay. So yeah, accept and commit all. Okay, let me show you the iOS one. Hopefully it's working. It should be. And then we can jump to the Android one. Uh, here. UI action, UI action. Oh, come on, mouse. Fuck it. Here is this one that I want. UI action. Hmm. Yeah. Uh, let's switch to iOS simulator. Which one I was using? I believe it was the Pro one. Yeah, glad that you learned something today. I contributed to something. Let me grab this simulator. Uh, properties. Where is the here? There you go. Okay. So we do have here the iOS simulator and oh, opening on the wrong window. 1 second. And we should see the same logs here. So for example, I press and hold the fourth item, and if I press the first one, then okay, first item, click it, but it didn't show anything. So yeah, that is something that I needed to fix on iOS as well, because I implemented that on while I was working on MAUI. But the second one, I will pass the item there. Never saw that use breakpoint service. Come on. Yeah, the immediate window I used when I tried to do some quick inspections. It does work better on the WinUI than on iOS and Android. For Android and iOS, the immediate windows from Hider works way better, which is a shame for Microsoft. But yeah, but yeah, like I would love to know more things about Visual Studio as well because it's a really, really powerful tool for debugging. Uh, I know a couple of things, but time to times I forget what no, the things does because I do not use too much. But yeah, do Hider can also does that as well. And for some reason it works way better on mobile targets than Visual Studio. Hopefully they improve that this year. There is a preview thing called the MAUI debugger, but I believe it does work just for one platforms, Android or iOS. I can't remember which one it does work, but works for one of them at least. So yeah, now I'm passing the object. Fix it. Let commit that and go. So let me close the simulator. Now I need to restart the Android simulator and it will take a while because as I mentioned, I use parallels and back and forth on that. Uh, it's not very nice. And let me just configure here. So by the way, if you are using Parallels at some point and you want to use the emulator, you know, there is this doc here that is fantastic. So what it's gonna do is like create a pipe or a proxy that I can access my Android emulator, open it on macOS through my virtual machine on Parallels. So I just needed to configure this right now. Pipe. Hopefully it works at the first time because it has been a while since I did this. But let's see. Yeah, well. Let me just disconnect it here real quick. Hmm, let's see again. Nope. Okay. So let's try one more time. Here, odd. Hmm. Well. It's not connecting. What a shame. What a shame. Let's try the last time here. Since I'm doing some nasty things on the simulator, I will not share the screen. Simulator, no, sorry, from the terminal. Oh, okay. Now it's started. Nice. So let's see. Neo is correctly using AMD with 64 gig of RAM for my system for dev main. I want to grab a good system with dual. Whoa, 192 core CPUs and a chip in the best. Yeah. That gun power should do something, hopefully. Uh, I am using M4 Max right now, but I just with 36 gigs of RAM, not that much. But it's working really nice. I was afraid that 36 will not be enough, but it's doing pretty well. But if I could go back in time, I for sure would buy a 48 gigs machine. Okay, fingers crossed. What a shame. What a shame. Let's see if I unload and reload the project. Maybe it seems. Otherwise, we try to jump on the. Yeah, nope. Okay, no worries. That is sad. I will jump on. Let's see if I can run that on VS Code. Okay, I can save. Oh, dang. I just screwed up one thing there. What? me just revert to one thing real quickly. Okay. Let's switch to Visual Studio's code. Close folder. Okay. File, open folder. Para. It's not this one. Hmm. How can I access the folder? Share it. Oh boy. Hmm. Okay. Okay. No worries. Let's just push my changes and then I will download the repo again. For some reason, it's not configured for me to access Windows folders from Mac, but I can do otherwise, and I can access the Mac folders inside Windows, which is pretty curious why that is not working as it should be. So let me grab my repo and then we will do the Android part right now. Just Mhm. Close you. Open coders. Yes, as it should be. Okie dokie. Let's hide Visual Studio. Let's bring. Hmm. Where is Visual Studio Code? Come on. Let's try application. It's not recognizing Visual Studio. What the fuck? Oh, okay. Hmm. Oh, code. Okay, scala the code. But yeah. Boom. Now we have it. It's not Visual Studio Code, it's just scala the code. This is really, really dumb ass. So, okay. Fit on the screen. And my camera should be above that. Unfortunately, due to my brain breakers and my alarm, very unhappy. For sure, you will not be happy if you ask for a 30 ampere circuit. That is a lot of. Well, the Internet Archive website just got a big boost from the US Gov. They decided to start storing all public gov info there as a matter of policy. Oh, that is good to hear. Can you connect an iOS emulator on a PC using the same as you do for Android? I think you can, because probably that is what Visual Studio was doing under the hood. But for Android, we need to configure that manually. And for some reason, it's not working today. Just because I'm streaming, I'm pretty much sure that is the deal. which kind of sucks, but it is what it is. So there we go. And let me configure. Yes, yes. So, just start up. Okay. And let's bring the Android emulator as well. Why not? Remove. Okay. Capture emulator. Mm. Then boom. Yeah, we have our emulator here. Let's give it some room. Let move my face to other place. So yeah, so you have here the Android one. It is not implemented as whoops, it should be. So yeah, and then we have the menu on Android. But again, this menu is excuse me, is hard coded. So uh so yeah, but it kind of works. And we will be working on make it better. Uh, can I do reference quality? I will change this to light. Oh my gosh. Yep. That way, hopefully, will be easier to everyone. See, but oh, come on. It's not color. Yeah, it's modern one. I like colors on my members. But yeah, so I have this guy here. So how Android works? So Android is not very straightforward. Android has a bunch of moving pieces. Uh, to construct a recycler view in this case. So we have the view adapter and the recycler view as well. And probably here I will not need the recycler view anymore. My custom implementation, I just need the view adapter one. Yep, probably I just need the view adapter one because everything here is the default. Yes, my eyes. Ouch. Okay, but the dark mode uh is good to see. I mean, will not be bad on the stream. Let me know. So yeah, so you can collapse this one. So you use the view adapter on Android, and the view adapter is basically how the cell will be created uh, on my recycler view, aka collection view. And for me, Android APIs are the worst to work with. Looks like they were no just leave the college when they try to create the Android SDK and the API sucks all the way down. You know, like Windows and Apple APIs are way better to work, in my humble opinion. But okay, let's see where we will inject things here. So, first thing first, I need the collection view instance, no matter what, because I needed to grab the menu items from there. So I have basically same approach on others, menu items, and this will be new. And these menu items are the menu created, specified by the user. And okay, item view. Item view is the Android way of the things. Regroupable. Okay, let me see during debug where I can find that information that I need, the information for, let me zoom it a little bit for you guys. How I can find the information for the collection view itself. So this is the item source. Yes, just my item. Oh, actually, I may have virtual view here. This, that. Nope. Nope. Let's try here. Probably this reorderable items view could be by any chance my collection view, or at least my collection view handler. Wait, constructor was not called. What the fuck is that? Okay. Let me remove you real quick from the here to there. And yeah. So reorderable items view is my collection view. Okay. This is something because I needed that in order to grab my menu items. So do we have a mediator window here on VS Code? Let me double check. Debug console, terminal, appearance. Open view. I could swear there was a immediate window across here. Okay. So what can I do? What can I do? Let's just pause real quickly. Let's see. There is no constructor. It's probably a bad the compilation is reorder. We do not have access. I'm trying to access the reorderable item, but probably something private, so I will need to create a field here for me. No. Reorderable item, collection view, reorderable items. Okay. Okay, now I have the collection view, and I will do right here the if collection view is my collection view, my CV, and menu item is no. Actually, we do this first because if the first one is false, the second will not happen. So, and I think it's faster to check if it's no than to check its type and assign it to it. So actually menu items equals my CV dot context actions. So I create a local cached collection for this guy here. Just one time if it is new, and then I use that to create my items. So why did I do that? Okay, undo recycled, fine. I do not care about that. Let me close here to give us more room. on binding view to grab the position, right? Okay, so I'm creating it here. This guy can be static. I don't care about it because it will be set only once. So no, I don't care. No, it should be internal. Oops. Oops. Okay. Actually, it's not new in my it's not return. Oh, come on. Return. I can do this and do this. Since this guy return void, I can do a return here because I don't care. I'm doing this configuration otherwise. Right now, just for my collection view. Not sure if I want to pass the position. But there is a thing here on Android as well, because if you do have a header, then we needed to offset the position that will show here by 1. And the thing is because the Android will count the header and the footer as list view elements, which is pretty lame. You know, no other platform does that. For other platforms like iOS and Windows, the header and the footer are not related to your item sources collection, and Android it is, which is kind of lame, in my opinion. So we needed to take care of that. And here I am constructing the menu, which is fine. So is no. And also if how I call it this, my adapter view dot menu item is new, return as well. Because if it is null, no one configured context action, so you do not care about it. We will remove this because others does not have this title thing here, so no, this will vanish at some point. Was here for debug purposes. And yeah, and this is another thing that is lame, you know, it's like I'm creating one action per thing, which is and I need to do like a new instance per element because otherwise all of them will be clicked. See, and then I have a generic thing. No, like I have a specific member for a generic thing, which is pretty lame. Okay, Android. Not be complaining about your life. It sucks, right? So for each variety in var menu items, adapter menu items. Okay, let's hold the reference here. Menu items. Then and let's say item menu.add, and then I will have a group that is 0 and I should be able to do index here, and I add an index. Is that correct? No. It's the other way around. Index comes first here. So what was those members? So I have a group ID, an item ID, and an order. So my ID will be the index, and the order will be the index as well. I could do like index plus one, maybe. Let's see. And edit item will be item dot text. I should rename this to title. Will be better, right? And then I use that on menu click listener. Excuse me. Where are you pass my menu item click listener? And I do my position. And I think that is right now. This cannot be null. Come on. And that is it. So for each item here, are you create this menu, configure it this way, and that should be enough. But empty right now. Mm-hmm. 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 Well, let's see how that will work. And then we will need to do some things on the click listener because we want to invoke the click event or the command. So, okay, we are here. Where is my, here. Okay, so it's not null. We have two items as expected, and we will circle on them. So I have my index as 0, blah, blah, blah. So let's just play these, and yeah, we have our primero and segundo. And if we click on those, position 6, let's try one more time just to make sure. Yeah, position 6. Yes, correct. So okay, our position is working, which is amazing. And now I needed to have access to the elements to construct our items. So what I want here, because I have the position. Yes, I do have the position. Um, do I grab? No. So I can delete this code here, and let's see the next steps now. So no, now I'm showing the menu that I want to show, the menu that I am created on the XAML. But now I want to execute those, the command and the event handler inside that menu item. So in order to do that, I needed to, I have this menu item click listener, and I will delegate to it to run it. So we needed to change the constructor. I don't care anymore about action. It will not do nothing for us. Position, I will leave there for a while. Let's see what I can do with that. I'm not sure if I am able to get the collection view elements up front. So I will just pass item, and this should be my menu item, read only, menu item, these item. Also not sure if it should be a weak reference. Let's see. Yeah, because there is an event handler there, and that could be a problem. But yeah, let's see. And here right now I want like if this member is clicked, like we click on that option, the primeiro ou segundo, we want to execute our our what? Oh, it's got the item as well. There's menu item. Okay. Menu item dot if I click it and need to pass here the model, not the MAUI object, but don't have that yet. Menu item common.can execute. Right now we pass null here. Is true. Implemeting.common.execute and for now, just for now. But yeah. This is where, okay, this is the context listener. Will Brigida, valeu, mano. Valeu, valeu. Okay, so let's try one more time and see if we are moving through the right direction. Yeah, okay, 1.5 hours of live. We finished Windows, which is pretty much amazing. And now we are working on the Android side of the things. And let's see. And okay, you have here primeiro item clicado, but it's null, or no, it's expected. And the second one did not work. Probably is because it's breaking some debug asserts here. But I want to make sure that that is at least hitting here. Oh, will not hit, right? No, because I do not have the binding context as well. So I need to configure the binding context. And the binding context of the item should be the same item context of my list view. So, okay, we are here. Close ICV binding. Oops. Binding context. Let's just see what this will bring back to me for a moment. Enumerable of object. Okay. Selecting many. Nope. Oh boy. Yeah, this will be done differently. If menu menu items is new, then what you gonna do? Menu items equals new menu items array. Context actions. Oops. This should do the trick to set the binding context. I have had fun for the last 7 months creating a book reader. I used the WebView and JavaScript to display books. I had figured out a way to have two-way communication between JavaScript, C Sharp, and XAML. Wow, that is pretty impressive. Oh yeah, I remember that project you shared on the Discord, right? Like that. What is the call of that server? Mauiverse. Yeah, that was pretty amazing. I took a look on that. Excuse me, didn't run the project, but I see how big it is. And probably you have had to do a lot of things under the hood to make that happen. But I believe that Maui does not does that out of the box. Yay, so now we have our binding context working as it should be. And yeah, that will crash because the item is new right now. But yeah, see the debug assert. But it showed up what we want to be. So okay, let me Copilot to write that for me. Oh, love it. Uh, it's not configured. I needed to use my external uh oh yeah, my external Git UI. 7,000 lines of code of that project. Yeah, man, that is really a lot of work. Let me project showcase. So for anyone that is curious about the project, is this one right here. Okay, let me just burn. Uh, bot on Twitch. Just 1 second. Oh, Aegis. Hello there. Not sure if you're a human or a bot as well. But okay. But yeah, the bot is gone. And there is a really impressive project, like for people that want to work with web views, JavaScript, and all that that jazz. Is something that is not told. Yeah, it's not. I cannot see very a lot of samples about that or around of that. But yeah, it's good to see that community members are pushing that forward. And also, I would expect you to move to Maui Blazor. Not sure if it's Maui Blazor, probably not because you need to work on every platform. But if you do not use the Maui Blazor, is there any reason for that? Or just you don't want to use Blazor or don't like Blazor or whatever? DevMM, e aí, cara, tranquilo? Bom ou não? A gente tá fazendo uma live aqui em inglês. ah, Espero que seja de boa pra você acompanhar, mas senão você avisa que eu vou falando as duas línguas. I have never used it. Man, I used Blazor like at the very beginning, but web is not my area, so I never used that again. But I probably took a look on Blazor. it is it's kind of nice, like for example, I wanted to thinking about an application, a desktop one, and right now MAUI lacks a lot uh of desktop features and support. It's not as good as for mobile, and that makes sense. Now MAUI Xamarin was built in thinking on mobile, and MAUI as Xamarin Forms migration brings a lot of that mobile know-how to the framework. And just right now they are having time to work on new stuffs and enhance some desktop areas. But like for today, if you want to build a native desktop application, MAUI is way behind others. So all that said, to mention that I was thinking do with Blazor WASM, maybe that is a good approach. And also having like a WASM, I have access to a lot of JavaScript libraries around the world that can do a lot of stuffs, you know, like maps, like um, text editors, spreadsheets, whatever. The web is a very rich ecosystem. So Neometric saying that his app has a lot of CSS, JavaScript, and supports custom front and dynamic advertising web, blah blah. Yeah, a lot of stuff. It was all the when I made the app. All the CSS, JavaScript, HTML library data streamed from object data directly from memory in real time. It would also refine with remote reality too. So basically, you load all the book on the memory and stream from there, right? Like you not keep a file, open it, and use and read file as the user goes. You just load everything in the memory. Got it. Yeah, probably it's just a text, so yeah, not should be a lot of memory. So it should be okay. Loading everything at once. Got it. You don't you don't keep the file as a source of the truth. Got it. Okay, so where are we at? So we have this, and we are trying to grab now the object inside the collection view, reorderable, create view. So I need the source very badly. I do need the source. So what we can do? We can look at MAUI's source code. Remember guys, MAUI is open source, so take advantage of that and always look the code. Collection view handler, Android. So let me bring the browser again. Oh, it's behind. Let's push the browser above everything. So yeah, for some reason this is not great. Let's scale the browser. Yep, way better now. So I have this here opened. That is the MAUI sources code, and I will try to find and dig into the collection view source code for Android in order to grab the what I want to. For some reason, the browser is not correct and not on that tab anymore. Uh, Let me just do one thing real quickly. I probably needed to reset the browser. Okay. Let's remove you. Let's bring the browser again. For some reason, it's just disappears. Okay. And boom, there you go. Let's close all those and okay. So now we have the browser showing. And oh, I don't want to find this symbol. Oh, this sucks on this browser. Okay, so I needed this guy. Come on, don't be a jerk. Okay, and right. And we create adapter and you pass through the virtual to the adapter. Okay, that is correct. And I am inside the adapter, so I want to see on the adapter if you have some kind of collection where I can access the item sources data, the collection view item sources data. Okay, so Neurometrics, my biggest goal over the next year is learning to create custom handlers to do stuff I want. I can use already created stuffs, but create my own from scratch is not too much. I created around custom stuffs. Yeah, I do have a playlist on my YouTube channel teaching about how handlers are architectured, but it's all in Portuguese. So not sure if that will work very well for you, like the subtitles, but I can think in some way to bring that to English, because it's a, you know, it's not because I did that, but I think it's a great content, and there is not too much content about that on the internet, that and that sucks. And at some point makes sense because handlers are new, and a lot of things that I see when I see open source projects on Maui is that people still have that mindset of handlers, and they do handlers as they do handlers, and that is not the correct way because sometimes you can do changes on your native or platform view without in creating a custom handler. You just need to create a mapper and you can append or create your own mapper on your attached property and boom, there you go. You don't need to ever create a custom handler. That is the dream. But there are still some places on Maui that handlers are not very extensible in that points. So you need to create your custom handler in order to override stuffs. But yeah, that playlist that I made was kind of the basics until I would say medium level of the handlers. And probably I should do something more advanced there, like, oh, I want to create a handler from a view that Maui doesn't have at all. So how can you do that? I mean, it's pretty much sure that anyone can figure that out watching those videos that I already have. But I know that when someone show exactly what to do is way, way easier to figure that out than trying to guess it based on previous acknowledgement. But yeah, it's on my to-do list to create more content about handlers because they are amazing and way easier than handlers to work. Okay, so we do have item source here. Uh, we are the both view adapter. So okay, we do have item sources on adapter. Create item sources. Uh, oh yeah, I do have, but it's not it's not public. Right, European IDX. No, come on. Come on, GitHub, behave. Behave, GitHub. You don't want that stupid menu. Okay, there was two. Oh, there was a. Should be partial. No, oh, okay, this one is obsolete. Okay, I see. So we should be using this one right now. And they have this item source factory where you pass the items view and these. Let's just see. Oh, I do have here. It's probably this one. Okay. So items view source. Item source. This probably is the collection view item source. I'm pretty much sure about that. And it creates the item source for me. Okay. Okay, so let's circle back. I probably you need that collection. This one on created item sources. Oh, I already have it here. Yes, I have that item source here. So let's see what that can provide me. Let's get the item, and I will pass the whoops position to it. Var item. Oops. Element. And this should be here after I oops, fix the position based if there is a header or not. So I want to see right now if this element will be the Android one or will be the MAUI's one. I hope I need to be the MAUI one. Oh, it's not sharing the VS Code. Let me bring that back. So the change that I made was using this item source here and using this get item method passing the position. And I want to see if that will be the element that I want, and yeah, it's not. Yeah, wow, what is the position? Position is -1. As header is true. Oh, curious. Let's redebug that. Because to be -1, that should be 0. Oh, yeah, 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 that will be because the header is the first element right now, and even if I do not care about it, the system does. Okay. Yeah, and I needed to count that because if there is -1s, I do not care about it. I should not create a context menu for header. So Neuromatrix is asking, does what you are doing going to work when people have multiple item views? Or is Maui team trying harder to have people not use multiple item views on the same page still? What do you mean by item views? 0, yeah. Okay. Okay, this one should not trigger, and this boom. 0 item source. Yeah, there is elements there. Now we have one and one, and we have that source. Yeah, so like me, I have my source right here, on this item sources object, but yeah, it's private again. Come on. Come on, guys. Oh, we have the sync hoot. Oh no, but it's inside the underline search, so probably that is not public. Ah, come on, guys. Why you hate me so much? By item views, do you mean the cells, the elements inside the collection? Let's see if I can. Let's go directly to the. Can I find implementation? No, I cannot find implementation, of course. Of course. Uh, of course. Actually, let me bring the browser again. And it should be like a simple list source. So let me see what's going on there. So I have, okay, I have the list, whatever, create a new list with the enumerable, return. Uh-huh. And then we have the count properties, members internal, what the heck. Okay, I have a count. And here, as you can see on the Android side, they are doing the that index adjustment that I'm doing as well. Yeah, it's from here that I got it. It's really on this fixed size, sync hood. Get position. Okay. Adjust index. Why this is not getting me in the correct position? Oh, because it's already doing the thing, you know. So yeah. So when I am here, I need to make sure that I'm passing the next one because they are fixing what I'm fixing here, you know. So probably that was the case. Let's try one more time. Oh, come on, I forgot again to show it. So here I just did a +1 to make sure that we work. And yeah, now it's working. Item 0. Okay, great. I can access my item without reflection. That is neat. That is neat. I recall something that I was trying before that was crashing. Let me just take a look on the conversation that I have about it. Yeah, the thing is that Mario didn't answer to me. Mm. Oh yeah, if we use and group the item search, that will just blows up. Yep. Yep. Man. Yeah, I need some love there on the CollectionView side of things. Okay. I will move with this implementation right now and the test in production. Okay, item 1, as it should be. Yeah, see, on VS Code, you can see the tooltip, like item 1 there. But Visual Studio, you cannot see that. It's pretty lame, to be honest. But yeah, who am I to say that? Who am I? Anyway, Anyways, working as it should be, and I'm happy with that. Now I have access to the element, and I can use the element to do whatever I want to do. Mhm. But there is one thing also that I need to fix right now. Let's see. For example, here I have the menu. Fantastic. Here I have the menu either. Not fantastic. And if I go, oh, I do not have a footer here. I should add a footer. Let me add it. Header, my CV dot footer, uh, label text. Hello, I am a footer. Hot load? No, no, no hot load for me. Oh, okay, let's run that again. And we needed to count also for footer as well. Because if I do have a footer, I do not want the menu item to appear on the header, and the footer that will pass because I am at the 100 and I will increase by 1. Oh my gosh, what a disaster. Ah. So yeah, I mean, oh my gosh, what am I doing with my life? So again, Android. Android and his trash APIs. It's trash APIs, right? Collection view cursor visually says one more item views, but I can have more in one cursor. Oh, I mean, for example, the data template selector where you have different kind of cells for the collection. Is that what you mean? Or is that what you say? Huh. So yeah, I believe that you do not matter because I am handling that in the platform specific way. On all the platforms, I'm handling that in the native item. So the MAUI framework already did all the job to transformate that data template into the native view, whatever it is that. So I'm working on top of that result. And even if they have different item views, different data templates, the model should be the same, because will be the one collection, one item source, so they cannot change that collection at the end of the day. So here the probably would be if they could have different models for the same collection, and that could be a problem. But since that is not possible, at least from the top of my mind, I can't remember any case that that can happen. Then there is no issue there. It's completely fine the way that I'm doing. And of course, you should test that as well. I will probably add some test cases for that, but yeah, but something that should not be worried. But can't you see how this is a problem? Because the footer will pass the bounds of the array and will crash. But I needed to plus one. So yeah, I needed to think in a clever way to do that. But okay, this is primero, I don't care. And the footer also I'll have this there. So do I need to pass the position? You know, probably not. click listener and pass the position. Yeah. So yeah, I don't need the position here anymore. So I will just remove that and make my life easier across the world. Okay. Here I'm using for debug purposes, which is fine-ish. But I should not care about the position either here. You know, I should be able to pass whatever value here. And oh boy. Yeah. Actually, I should pass the element here. This is something that I want to write. Uh, Let me see if that makes sense. Yeah. Yeah, it does make sense to me. Because I'll pass that item. Mhm. Okay. So what I need right now is to pass this element across. So I think search does provide me, oh, there is a count position. Okay. If and position is less than I think search.count, I should be able to access it. And if that is a thing, then I do this. Not sure if I need to do this tag here, but if that Copilot added that for me. But yeah, I want to pass the element here. And here, this will become an object. Object, element, and element. Okay. Okay. Object is here. That should be. And now, on my click listener, I should also pass that object. So I think that I could do like a bag for that, just like I did for Windows. But the Windows, I did that for the command, because command only allows me to pass one thing. Of course, I could do a value type there and pass as a value type instead of creating this model, but at the end of the day, that should be the same thing. Do I care if I struct or don't think so. This also could be a struct, but since this will be grabbed here, then we'll go to the heap anyway. So will be just for semantics. And yeah. So what I want here is a command bag, command bag. Why? So that's accessible. Okay. Can make you public. No worries. No worries at all. So this will be new. And this will be element and item. Yeah, element and item. And here my menu item should be a common. It should be just a bag. It just should be just bag as well. And bag var item has sub menu item will be bag dot item. element will be bag.cvi. And with that, I'm pretty much sure that the Android implementation is okay. And so now you should see that model that we clicked on the collection view passing through the event and passing through the command. And we also should not have the menu showing for header, neither for footer. So I'm holding here and yeah, it's not showing, but now if I go to the item 0, it holds. So let me put a breakpoint here and let's tap the first one. Okay, I grab my grabbed my event, but sender is null. Okay, something is off. It should not be null for sure. And let's try the here. Okay, this is passing the object as it should be. And both of them showing segundo item clicado e primeiro item clicado, but no object. So I probably forgot. Yeah, I forgot to pass the element here. It should fix everything now. So again, no menu for headers. And here, yes, I have my object. It's not new anymore, my sender. So beautiful. And let's go and boom, I still counting 1 and 2, position 100. Huh. Yeah. Get element at position. Which one is this? Position. It's position 100. Okay. I need 102. Okay. So source count should be item source.count plus item source has, come on, has header. What is going on here? Huh? Let me just what? Counter. Let's rename this size for some reason. Okay, it has footer. One otherwise 0. And this will be like item source.count -1 and minus item source has header, one otherwise 0. And here I should use size. So let's see. I'm just trying to keep everything on the bounds of that array. Hopefully that will be now. Okay, size is 100 is what I want to see. And right now is -1. So, okay. Let's see if that will crash. Oh, nice. It did not crash. And I was able to, boom, grab the last item and my footer. Yes, that is. I'm clicking, hold here. And no menu, which is amazing. But this is lame, you know, like this API. I should not be caring about handle that. No, other platforms handle that for me. Other platforms handle that for me. But this on Android is just madness. But okay. So yeah, let me push those chains. Try to love. Also, I needed to double check on the Windows, but I think that Windows is working fine with footer and headers as an iOS as well. But yeah, I'll do that to check. But okay, let me just comment this puppy. CollectionView. I just want to try template one thing here. Mm, here, attached pro. Oh, come on. Why everything stopped to work? See the Rust and just diet. Huge food, why? Oh, I see. Because of this. Okay, now the world is happy again. Okay. Attached property, context actions, and I just a matter of bring this to here. And this should not compile. It's not that I want. I want to rebuild. Wait a second. Build field, but it does not tell me why. But it's probably because of there is no add method here. So yeah, let's see if the copilot can fix that for me. Uh, it's not you, it's you that I want. So open chat. Mm, let me add the main page as well. So mm, I don't think this will work either, but let's see. Okay, let's see if that change it works. I don't think so. Yeah, let's dream. Right, that work? Let's see. For real. Yeah, fingers crossed as well. Let's bring the emulator back. Chun, 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 chun. Okay, it compile. Let's give it some credit, and I need to give it xname. See. Let's try one more time. But at least it compile, right? So we are getting somewhere. Because okay, nice. Because if it does work, that means that I can just use attached property as I wanted since the beginning. So let me see right here, like var items, attached properties, get context items, uh, collection view. Okay, as collection view. This should be a collection view, right? Because this is passing, it's fine. It is, it is. It's implementation of that reorderable whatever. And oh, yeah. Because now I need to override the handler here. Okay. No worries. Collection view should be using my handler implementation. Okay, we are getting there. We are getting there. It's fine. Boom, we are here. Wow, and you have two items. Or no? Yes, we have two menu items. Okay, we have a bunch of properties that I do not care about, but we have our okay first. Okay, that is nice. Let's take a look right here. And the second one should have the icon is null. Okay. Segundo. What is the comment? Come on. Comment is null. Okay. Comment is null. Why? Oh, because probably not on the binding context, but okay. This will do for each one. Nice, I like it. I like it. Let's target iOS and see how that go as well. Because with that, I'm not did today. I'm kind of tired already. Almost 2 hours and a half streaming. Uh, but it's a good start, like in order to shift my implementation of custom control to be let's crash it to be attached to the property. Yeah, I needed to fix some stuffs here, right? Yes, a long stream. Thank you very much for being here that long. You all that are watching, you are true heroes. Let me bring down the emulator, not use that for today. System valid cast exception. Uh, okay, let me try one more time. But this time I will do our exceptions. I want to see where this is breaking, if I can. If I can. Oh, it will break all the time. Okay, but what's okay? And now I want our exceptions. Ah, right here. Okay, okay, yes. Yes, 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 yes. Uh, yeah, I need more work here, but yeah, yeah. Because I am just casting, but I am kind of happy with that way. Looks like it works as well for that. I just need now. Let me just shift one thing here. Okay. Yeah, you can become it. You can become this. And where is my CV? If collection view is not collection view, it's better, right? Now I can just use my CV here, and then the word should be happy. Let me switch to Android one more time. And that's the bug. Who fucks for so long? So Neurometric saying that he cannot focus for so long, and I have to take at least 2 breaks so far. Yeah, I kind of have, when I am coding like this, I focus a lot on that, but after I become really, really tired as well. Command is null, okay. But let's see if after that jazz. Oh god. So let's see one thing here. So I have the click command, and let me bring the emulator back, and let's click, for example, on the second item, and boom, the command is there. So yeah, it does work for attached property. Could be some bug on Visual Studio, or I just was doing things wrong. Okay, no matter. No matter, because that is a good progress. And now I know how I can change my API, but you're not due on the sample anymore, so probably the next time that I'm stream, I will do that directly on the library project. Okay. Yeah, and now like the most hard part of this was to create the concept to use, like those two APIs. This one is the one that I like most, and these ones I just like it. And the reason is because the second approach I needed to create my custom view, custom collection view type, and I don't want that. I want to use the easy one. The people just grab the collection view they already have and just add my functionality there, just like this. This makes me happy. And yeah, for some reason yesterday I was not able to do it. Probably could be some wrong analyzer on Visual Studio. Could be me doing something wrong. But yeah, next we can try again on Visual Studio. This code here, I will just push and then I can run from Visual Studio. But for sure, the next time we going to implement the library itself, because as a sample, I like the API surface that I have. I think it's really easy to use. I think it's really straightforward. Right now, we will just support commands, clicks, and text. But for the time being, we will add icons there. I know that Android does not support icons, sadly, but other platforms do, like Windows and iOS does support icons, so you can have icons on that cell on the menu, which I think is pretty nice. Every time that I look at for Android about the icons, I would need to create a XML file and use that. But the bad part is that XML file is not like dynamic, I cannot, for example, bind in the image there, at least not for the samples that I found. Like here, like I can binding and this will be dynamic. So on Android, I would have one piece of XAML for each kind of menu that I have, and that's like. But again, could be me not knowing how to make that dynamic based on on XML, or it could be the API limitation for that thing. But I would like to keep as much as the platform supports for me. So probably Android will not have icons, but other platforms will do in the future. So yeah, that's it, my friends. And I will left to hear some propaganda from friends of mine. They are therapists, and if you think that you need uh some kind of help on that area, I cannot recommend them more. So thank you very much for being with me on this Saturday, and yeah, see you next time. Bye bye. Have a great weekend.